Aries, hi. This will be a collective tarot reading for the sign of Aries. It applies to sun, moon, and rising. If you enjoyed this reading, please do like, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. You know, Aries, in a lot of ways, I think certain things have been revealed to you, and you claim a sense of justice for yourself, even though you may be facing a level of injustice. You're sort of going within to, I want to say, harness inner strength, or sort of dig deep down for a level of creativity that you haven't necessarily experienced or expressed before. You have a lot of collaborations behind you, and maybe even a lot of success behind you. But there's almost a refusal to change your way of doing things. I think that there's, you know, something scary about sort of stepping out of what you've been familiar with, or what you've always sort of done. But there's no expansion, there's no growth to be had there. You've sort of beat the dead horse with it, and I feel like there's a level of evolution that you're really kind of craving here. And, you know, I think that you're also probably moving on from a lot of different situations. You know, you've definitely lost confusion. And you may fluctuate in how you feel as far as your passions or ambitions go. Your ideas may even switch around some, but you know, the inevitable outcome here is going to be, you know, I would switch things up and really get into action here, because there's a possibility for a lot of growth here, a lot of development, a lot of creativity, but there's a lack of faith in the matter. And my concern is, if you don't take action and start sort of exploring these concepts, you might miss out on opportunities. You know, you've found peace. You're looking at a whole new beginning for yourself. You may have left behind relationships, people, things like that. And, you know, in the recent past, there's been sort of a freedom from oppression, or even, you know, getting down on yourself. You know, there was this wind of inspiration. But now you're kind of maybe not wanting to look at something, and that's sort of causing a level of discouragement. Though I think you push forward in the near future, I think that you're going to receive some kind of information or find a new inspiration to sort of start focusing on and start building momentum towards. And you're going to be recognized for this. This will be noticed by the outside world, and it will sort of give you a feeling of victory or recognition. And this allows you to sort of totally let go and leap forward into the unknown, the mysterious path that may even be a bit scary in some ways, but you crave adventure, and there's not much that can hold you back, Aries, just by your general nature even. And in the things unseen, we do have celebration. Yeah, your advice is to do everything you can to sort of drop the fear that you're experiencing. Whatever idea you have or whatever concept you're developing, really step into a place of discipline with that. Even though you may be experiencing a little bit of overly investigating things, or even maybe paranoia in some ways, I think that your defenses will drop the further along this path you go. And I also want to say, make sure you avoid things or situations that really don't build towards what you would like to see. They don't offer enough substance or depth for you to really sink your teeth into. So, superficial people, situations, or even just mediocre work that doesn't interest you. Harness your passion, harness your individuality, even if you are sort of less than confident, and also realize that there are people that you can lean on. And I feel like a lot of this comes down to cutting out distractions as well, so that you can take effective action. And, through this whole process, your outcome, you find yourself at the Empress. So in a lot of ways, this is still sort of a fresh start, even in your outcome. The Empress represents fertility, new growth, abundance, and creativity in its most pure sense. You can think of spring, everything blooming, everything coming to life, or even childbirth. The birth of a new child, the birth of a creative project, the birth of a new life, of a new direction. This can often be a painful and even clumsy or confusing experience, but when it's handled properly, you do get a successful outcome. Let's pull a few oracle for you. I feel like finding peace in your relationships and stability in your relationships will help you sort of feel self-assured and confident. It suggests that you bring light to the world. And currently you're in the midst of sort of producing or harnessing these really large manifestations that you've maybe been working on for some time. It could be in your career. I think that your relationships come into play, but I ultimately think a lot of your focus comes down to your personal goals, your personal growth, your personal ambitions. And ahead of you, you may face some discouragement, but we have perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite all odds, and embracing all aspects of yourself, divine and earthly. And again, we have harmony in the home and great friendships. So somehow I feel like stable connections, stable home life is really, really essential for you to thrive in your creative endeavors and your more, your larger ambitions. Yeah, labyrinth. Transitioning to a higher level of being and raising your energetic vibration. So a lot of this, again, it comes down to transition, elevation, evolution. Continue to push forward, even though you may feel uncertain, even though the path may be unclear. Right now, you're developing something that is going to be very unique to you and very important in the direction of your life and where it's going. So, Aries, I'm going to take this reading a bit further on my Patreon. If you want to join me there, that is the first link below. That grants you access to not only this extended reading, but all of my extended readings from, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of them. And by the way, feel free to check out those platforms as well. I post on there regularly. And again, if you enjoyed this reading, please do like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, Aries.